What's going on, you guys? TBR here, and we have a lot to talk about today, so we're just going to jump straight into it. But first, make sure you enter in the code KoF 3 years, and you will get 2,000 free rubies delivered straight to your inbox. For those of you on iOS, the link will be in the description for how you guys can get those rubies. And let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, you guys, we got a ton of stuff to talk about today as Netmarble has started to roll out information on the newest anniversary as well as some celebration news, so let's go ahead and get into this stuff. I'm not going to talk too much about my opinions about this stuff today because I don't want this video to be 30-40 minutes long. We'll do that in tomorrow's Saturday Chat and Chill, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of these updates, and we'll go ahead and start it off here with the record set by contenders around the world. Now, for those of you who are unaware, they do this once a year around the anniversary. Typically they would do it around the live streams, but being the fact that we no longer are getting live streams, well, we're getting it this way. So we're going to look through here, but basically these are just going to be statistics that they pull on their end over at Netmarble to give us a little bit of insight into how the community plays the game. And as you'll see here, they go through the total number of owned fighters around the world, which is a lot. And then we talk about the fighter that was awakened to Tier 5 the most. Lady Zero, no surprise, is number 1, being that she is one of the most popular unified banner characters out there. And then Gonitz and Nameless as well are going to round out the top 3. Again, no surprises in those top 3 picks. Basically, those are going to be some of the best free-to-play units on the unified banner, so not a surprise there. Next up, we are going to be taking a look at which fighter was used the most in Championship. This one kind of surprised me, but then again, I suppose most players are free to play, so it shouldn't come as much of a surprise, I guess, if you take a look at this, because we have Omega Rugal here at number 1, and no, it is not the Boss Syndrome version. At number 2, we have Lady Zero, and at number 3, we have Terry Bogard. So, kind of surprising, but at the same time, like I said, most people are free to play, so I guess it shouldn't come as much of a shock. Now, which fighter was used the most in Time Attack? We have Orochi Iori here at number 1. Number 2 is going to be Zero Original, and then we have Gonitz rounding out the top 3. Not too many surprises there. A lot of players out there that are going to be free-to-plays, typically on the weekends and things of that nature, are going to be using what they've got available to them. And of course, these 3 characters are going to be pretty darn strong there, so not too shocking. Next, we have all contenders' total playtime, we have total accumulated gold, we have soul dust, we have imprint stone enhance attempts, so on and so forth. Rip to all those dead hammers, 220 million, that's pretty sad. The most played content. This is interesting to me. Epic Quest is number 1, and get this, Time Attack is in 3rd. So there's a lot of you out there apparently that don't do Time Attack every day, and shame on you. What are you doing? But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I wonder if this is total time invested. If it's total time invested, then Epic Quest being more than double of Soul Quest and then just absolutely leaving Time Attack in the dust makes sense. But I'm not entirely sure what metric they used for this one. I'm assuming it's time. So if it's time, then that shouldn't come as much as a surprise. But yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't really elaborate there. So that's pretty much what we're looking at this time around. Just kind of entertaining stuff. It's not anything that is too crazy. But let's get into some of the other news here. Let's take a look and see what we got with some of this other stuff, because there's quite a bit in here. Again, you guys, all this stuff will be on the forum. So if you want to check this out, link will be in the description to the official forum. But we're going to take a look at this announcement here. This is one that I have my reservations about, but this is the end of Infinite Battle and the start of Absolute War, new season of Chapter of Fight. So we knew that Infinite Battle was going to be restructured, however we didn't have much knowledge of the parameters of that. Now we have a little bit of information on it, so we would like to inform everyone in advance about the end of Infinite Battle and the start of the new Absolute War. In addition, we will be providing information about the next season of the improved Chapter of Fight. See the details below, and then they go into a little bit of detail here. But spoiler alert, they really don't give us a lot of information on this. End of Infinite Battle and start of Absolute War, new season of Chapter of Fight. Infinite Battle. The current content will end when the 728 update is in progress, so on the anniversary update we are losing Infinite Battle. The reward for the last season will be paid sequentially after 729, so we are not going to be gypped out of our rewards for our weekly rewards, so that's nice to know. The Infinite Battle Exchange Shop will remain for a certain period. The end of Infinite Battle Exchange Shop will be announced in the future, so it looks like the shop is going to be sticking around for a while, and they will let us know when they plan on getting rid of it, kind of like with Rite of Passage. Fighters that can be acquired in Infinite Battle Exchange Shop will be added to the KoF Allstar Fighter Summon after the shop ends. So basically, the fighters that you can get in the Infinite Battle Exchange Shop are going to be available on the Unified banner. Well, no shock there. Now, Absolute War, which is what it is being replaced by. On the 728 update, the Infinite Battle will end and the new content, Absolute War, will begin. The Infinite Battle ticket will be exchanged for Absolute War tickets. Absolute War will proceed according to the schedule below. And then we have a schedule here. The first season of Absolute War looks like it is going to start after the 728 update, and it is going to run through 8.1, at which point the new season will begin after 8.1, and it will proceed on a weekly basis. So it looks like this is going to be on a weekly rotation, long story short. So interesting stuff, but they don't give us any information. I'm mostly nervous about what this might mean for potential loss of rubies, since each and every single one of us, no matter where we're at in the game, relies upon Infinite Battle and League for our free rubies. So let's hope that this also has similar or better rewards. Now, Chapter of Fight. The ongoing Chapter of Fight Season 1 will be available until the 728 update maintenance. In Season 2 of Chapter of Fight, bug fixes and other improvements will be applied. Chapter of Fight Season 2 will proceed according to the schedule below. So basically, Season 2 begins 8.1 and then ends before the 829 maintenance. That's what you need to know. Anyway, guys, that is what we know. Again, my biggest concern about that entire situation is going to be what they are planning on doing with the rubies. Hopefully, whatever they are doing with that new mode is going to bring us the same amount or more. Now, we have a new login event. We're going to briefly look at this here, and this new login event that we are going to be getting is actually looking pretty good. So this is going to start on 7/23, so it's looking like we are going to be getting all of these items here for the next 6 days, and the last item that you get is going to be a DOA 6 Fighter Summon Ticket Volume 1 × 10. So a couple things we can derive from that. We are going to have multiple banners for the collaboration as per tradition, but also on here is we are going to be getting 20 Elite Enhancement Hammers, which is really, really nice for the 5th day. For the 4th day, the Attack Plus Imprint Stone Selection Box, also really good. We're going to, on the 3rd day, get 10 more Elite Enhancement Hammers. On the 2nd day, HP Plus Imprint Stone Selection Box, which is whatever. On day 1, same thing, HP Plus Imprint Stone Mystery Box. So it's a mystery box instead of a selection. Yeah, either way, those first two, not so great, but from there on, everything's looking pretty darn good, guys. So, yeah, a nice little login event. It's looking like it is going to be beginning later on tonight with the reset. Not too shabby, you guys, so make sure you're logging in because you will want all of this stuff, especially that final reward, because you get a free multi on the first banner for the Dead or Alive 6 collaboration, which is really, really cool, and the rest of that stuff is nice. So, very good little anniversary login bonus event. Now, other things that are going to be in here, we are going to have this appreciation coupon. Now, you guys can check this out. I already have this at the beginning of the video, but you can get 2,000 free rubies with the code KOF 3 years. iOS link I will go ahead and lay into the description, so that way all of you guys over on your iOS devices can take part. But let's go ahead and talk about the biggest part of this entire video, the entire update from Netmarble. We have a video to look at. Now, this is probably a big sign that we no longer will be getting any sort of live streams, because this video is basically going to be a condensed version of a live stream that is just going to have your cliff notes of what you can expect for the update. They don't go into everything, but they do kind of highlight a lot of things. So let's go ahead and react to this thing and take a look. Alright you guys, so let's go ahead and get into this reaction, shall we? So a couple of things to lead off here. I have watched this once just to get myself kind of up to snuff on what was talked about in here. So the first big thing you're going to notice is we do now have subtitles. This is great because that means Stephen Yu's out of a job. I'm just kidding, Stephen, I love you, buddy. But yeah, this is really cool that they decided to add in the subtitles. And with this video, we have knee back, we have 2,000 free rubies as a coupon code, so I'm assuming that this is official confirmation. It's officially unofficial that we are not going to be getting any type of live streams anymore, which, to be honest with you guys, I think I would prefer to get our information about these updates this way, especially being the fact that these two guys, honestly, in this video, there's a lot of really funny quips in here about the game, about the development team, about the characters, about us, about everything. They kind of poke fun at a lot of stuff, and some of it's really meta stuff, and I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I like these videos. I like that they're humanizing the development team with these things. They're giving us more of a connection to the people behind the scenes, and honestly, guys, I really like this. Now, one thing to keep in mind, though, that is a bit of a downside, the subtitles seem to be way off of what you're going to see on the screen. I don't really know why, but it is what it is, so keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and start talking about some of the characters, and right off the bat here they start off with the costumed version of Kasumi, and this Kasumi is looking like she is going to be very, very quick. A few things that they do go into detail on and they do confirm in here is the fact that these costumed versions are going to have the same skill animations as the swimsuit model versions. However, the effects between the two are going to be what the difference is. So they do also make it sound like the swimsuit variations of these characters are going to be designed to be the better of the two. That's another thing to keep in mind. However, that's also something that we had pretty much assumed right off the bat. They're probably assuming everybody's going to want to play with the swimsuit versions, so that is what it is. Now, as you can tell here, she is going to have poison on her kit. We saw that here on this skill where she applied that to the bot, so keep that in mind. This is going to be a poison-based character from the sounds of it. So all of these characters seem like they are going to have a dot somewhere from what I can tell. Maybe all of them except for... I don't know if I saw one with Marie Rose. I'll have to double check. I've only watched this video once, but I did catch poison there on Kasumi. Now here is going to be Marie Rose, speaking of, and this version of this character is going to be one of the free ones. So she is going to be a free character that we can obtain through playing the game. So that's really cool that we're going to be getting two of these characters for free. But as you can see here, this is going to be the normal version of her. So those are going to be the skill animations, not as quick looking as Kasumi was, but they do talk about how she does mimic characters such as Kyo and Benimaru. So that sounds like it's pretty cool. Could be just a gimmick, but at the same time, could end up being good. You never know until you actually know what's going on with the cores and the effects on all of these skills. So I'm going to withhold any and all judgment until I see that. Now, this is going to be our second free character here, and this is going to be the normal version of Hanaka. Now, this version of Hanaka is going to be available for free once we log into the game. It sounds like she is going to be available through a carnival event. So another thing to keep in mind for all of you Hanaka fans out there, sounds like she is going to be a free character, something that they did confirm with the confirmation of the anniversary update itself last week. So for all of you out there free-to-play players, you will be able to get at least two of these characters for free. While they won't be the swimsuit variants of these characters, you still can't complain about free characters, right? So now it looks like Hanaka is going to have Burn, as you could see there. So this is going to be the Burn character. She also has Starlight there, so interesting stuff. Burn and Starlight mixed kit. I'm already thinking that this is going to be a pretty good character possibly for Omega Rugal whenever it comes to Guild Raid, but again, we'll have to wait and see what these characters look like under the hood once we actually get them in our hands. And then finally here they show off Neo Tengu, and of all these characters, she definitely looks the most interesting as far as what we're seeing for her character design. She obviously has bleed on this costumed variant, as you could tell there from those skill animations. So all of these characters are going to have some sort of dot somewhere from the sounds of it. So pretty cool stuff to see. Now the other version of her is actually going to have darkness, the swimsuit model that is. So that is something else I noticed in this trailer upon that first watch. So yeah, there's a lot of things for us to take into account here. There you see the darkness on that first skill. So yeah, I mean, all of these characters are going to have dots that are going to be things that a lot of people want and a lot of people need to use for certain things in PvE. So it definitely doesn't sound like these characters are going to be bad by any stretch of the imagination. Again, we're going to have to wait and see what we're looking at as far as actual cores and effects once we get to that point. But that is going to be what they show us of the characters. They also talk about some of the events here. First one being the Beach of Paradise event, which is going to be that event that is going to be very similar to Chapter of Fight, that is going to require you to use the Dead or Alive 6 characters. And they do confirm that we are going to be getting Rubies and Collab exclusive hammers, as well as the Collab stones and purple invites, along with the other items that we will be able to get from the rewards for this event. So that is a lot of really good stuff in there, especially the Rubies. We're going to also be able to get those Collab imprint stone selection boxes and so on. So it's sounding like this is going to be a must-play event. Hopefully we're able to get through it using just our free-to-play characters for those of us who are planning on being minimalistic about how much we spend on this collab, for all those people out there that aren't necessarily interested in Dead or Alive, so that way they can be included in this. Time will tell. They don't really go into a lot of detail on that, so that's going to be something that we're going to have to wait and see on. They also talk about the Rush Dungeon event. Sounds like that Rush Dungeon event is largely going to be bringing the same things that we have been used to before, so not a whole lot there to talk about. Sounds like that's just going to be more of the same. The biggest question mark, of course, is going to be that Beach of Paradise event, because I know a lot of people are going to be wanting those items and needing those items. So that is pretty much what they talk about there. Now, the next thing is going to be what probably is going to be the most controversial topic, and that is going to be the Transcend battle card system. Now, before anybody gets too outraged by this Transcend system, do keep in mind that they actually kind of poke fun at it themselves in this video, as you just saw there, using me as a proxy for the community. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. From what we gathered from that dev note where they originally talked about this, they did say that we would be able to use the same grade cards to transcend our battle cards, meaning our finisher cards. So if that is the case, we all have plenty of 5-star and 6-star extra cards laying around that we could feed over to our preferred cards of choice. So keep that in mind. But with the Transcend system, we are going to be unlocking a new skill that we do not know anything about just yet. They didn't give us any details, but they did also confirm that we would be seeing a CP gain from transcending our cards, and when we do that, we will be getting a bump to our attack and our defense. So that is going to be the benefits of transcending your cards, and we don't have confirmation on whether it's going to be the same grade or duplicates just yet. They also confirmed in here that we are going to be able to transcend our battle cards up to tier 5. So yeah, guys, it's sounding like we are going to need a lot of the same grade cards, but we don't have confirmation. It could end up being we need dupes, and if we need dupes, well, limited banners just became a giant ruby pit. Keep that in mind. So I'm really hoping that it is just going to be the same grade card. That is something that we are going to have to all hold our breaths for. We won't have any confirmation until at least Monday on this. So that being said, my recommendation to everyone is just to wait and see. Like I said, if it ends up being the same grade card, not that big of a deal. We all have plenty of cards laying around that we could sacrifice to our favorite characters if we needed to. But if it ends up being that we need dupes, then there's going to be a major issue. Major issue. So that is pretty much what they talk about in here, you guys. A few miscellaneous things, as we do have confirmation based on what we saw in this video that Neo Tengu is going to have that shield that we have seen recently on characters such as Boss Syndrome Original Zero. We also get more information, or at least a little bit of information, on the new Epic quest in here that will also be coming along with the collaboration update. Sounds like the new Epic quest is going to have new cards and characters, so that's something for all of us to look forward to. But beyond all that, you guys, this is pretty much the outro of their video. They don't really go into too much detail on anything else in here that is worth noting. Like I said, in tomorrow's Saturday Chat and Chill, I will talk more about all of the main talking points from here after I've watched this a few more times. Maybe I'll notice a few more details that I didn't notice on these first two watch throughs of this. But that's pretty much going to be today's video, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed it and found it informative. Make sure you collect your 2,000 free rubies. Again, for all of you on iOS, the link will be in the description below. But hopefully you guys found this informative and enjoyed this stuff from Netmarble today. They went through and gave us a lot of information. Let me know in the comments section down below what you're most excited about. Let's all try to just take everything with the Transcendent Battle Card system with a grain of salt, again, because we do not have enough information, and what information we do have with the grade and all that stuff, if that is not a translation error, won't be that big of a deal. So just keep that in mind. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, maybe don't cross your eyes. Might end up getting stuck that way. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Continue.